like I say, we have papyri from, like, we have fragments, they all disintegrated. But also, let me finish. We also have, wonderfully, we have the writings of the Church Fathers, okay?
Right.
We have the writings from the Church Fathers from very early, from the 1st and 2nd centuries, from which, if we just take the Church Fathers on its own, we can basically recreate the New Testament minus about 10 verses. It's extraordinary.
Right.
It's extraordinary. So we can verify it.
I wonder from your perspective if there are some times where you hear someone defending the reliability of the Bible and you think, oh, no, don't do it that way. Or, maybe in your mind there are do's and don'ts. And I wonder if maybe you could share perhaps some perspectives on how you would go about defending the Scriptures.
There are plenty of do's and don'ts. And, the biggest do's and don'ts have to do with citing other apologists where you haven't really studied and gotten your facts straight. I'm embarrassed to say that sometimes there are Muslim apologists who have done really decent research on the nature of the New Testament or on the transmission of the text or things along those lines, and they have cleared up kind of an apocryphal story that Christians believed in. There was one, for example, a story about that a number of scholars have passed on saying someone had pointed out that in the first 3 centuries of Christianity, only 11 verses out of the entire New Testament had not been able to be found in those church fathers' writings. Well, that was a garbled story that went back to the early 1800s, and it was a third-hand story of a fellow by the name of David Dalrymple. He was the one who actually was doing the research, and somebody heard about this at a party, and not directly from Dalrymple, but from somebody else, and then put it into a book, and it's been stated for the last 200 years as though it's gospel fact. What Dalrymple actually said was, in the first 2 centuries of the Christian faith, through AD 300, that all but 11 verses of John's gospel had been found in the church fathers' writings. He wasn't talking about the whole New Testament. And so this got communicated in such a way that said it was the whole New Testament that's been found. Well, that's just irresponsible and not at all helpful. And it was Muslim apologists who discovered the error. And it's been quoted by apologists, even text-critical scholars, and it was some Muslims who did some research and said, sorry, that's not the case. Well, I don't like to see us getting embarrassed by that, and that's why we need to be very serious students and never afraid to really ask the tough questions and get into